Okay, this is the Pride Quantum Edge 3 Stretto power chair. This is the newest power chair from Pride Mobility. It is, again, it's the Quantum Edge 3 Stretto. The Stretto means narrow, so the chair is narrow. That's what the word Stretto means in Italian. So this power chair, as I said, it has 4 miles. It's fully loaded. It has the 12-inch seat lift, the electric tilt, the electric recline, the electric leg. But what makes this chair special, this is a pediatric power chair and also a small adult power chair. Because the chair, you can see how narrow it is only about 20.75, a little less than 21 inches, okay? So that's a little less, 20.75 is the total width of this power chair. So most of the Quantum chairs are 24 inches. So you're getting 2¼ inch more narrow. And the reason they were able to make this chair more narrow, instead of having the batteries back to back like this, they're long way. So they're able to make the chair more narrow because the batteries are end to end instead of side by side like this. So this Stretto power chair is available with 2 sets of tires. This is the 12.5-inch tires. These are 12.5. They're about maybe 2-inch wide. These are the smaller drive tires. They also have the 14-inch tires, the same tires you have on the regular Quantum. If you have the 14-inch tires on here, your total width of the chair will be 21.75. So you'll be an inch wider, okay? So you'll be an inch wider if you have the 14-inch. But this one from the factory came with the 12.5-inch tires. So your total width on this chair is going to be 20.75. All right, so the chair has 4 miles, so it's in brand new condition. It has all kinds of suspension. It's got the SRS suspension, which stands for Smooth Ride Suspension. The SRS suspension, Smooth Ride Suspension. That's what the SRS stands for. We're going to show you the seat lift going up, and I want to show you that right now, because the tires are a little bit smaller, your chair, the base of the chair is at 21 inches. Instead of being 22.5, you're starting at 21 inches on the top of your cushion. If you put a cushion that's a little less than this, this is a 4-inch cushion. If you put a smaller cushion, you could be at 19 inches. But right now, if you want to know to the top of the pan, which is not the cushion, to the top of the pan is 17.5. So it's 17.5 to the top of the pan, and it's 21 to the top of the cushion, okay? So that's your height right there. So we're going to make the seat go up. So you're going to start with this Stretto power chair at 21 inches. You're going to go up 12 inches. Now, Quantums are pretty much the only power chair when the seat is elevated all the way up. You can still drive this chair at 3.5 miles an hour. So that's pretty rare while being elevated that high. So this is the elevation. So right now, you should be 12 inches higher. You should be right now at 33 inches, top of the seat. Let's look at the base on this power chair. Beautiful, beautiful looking power chair. You can see the way the seat is constructed with the seat lift. It's a 4-point seat lift. You can see the actuator right here. You can also see the suspension in the back right here. And you have the same suspension in the front. You have 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and you can actually see the suspension. I don't know if I can move it up. Nope. You can actually see when you ride the chair, you can feel the suspension. These chairs are just fantastic. These are 12.5-inch solid tires. These are 5-inch in the front, 6-inch in the back caster wheels. You have a motor for each wheel. Each wheel has an independent motor. If I want to push this chair right now, you can see it's in gear, and it probably weighs close to 400 pounds. I would have to put it in neutral. So you'd want the power off, of course. And the reason you want the power off when you put these in neutral, you don't want no resistance, okay? So now if I push this down, you can see how easy it is. You gotta do both motors. That's how you put it in neutral. Do not forget to put it back in gear and then turn your power. We have people turn the power on and leave it in neutral, and then they can't figure out why their chair is not working. You have an anchor point here, and you have another one sideways here up front. You have two of them, one here, one here. You have two on each side. You have 4 anchor points on this power chair, okay? So far we've covered the seat lift. I'm gonna bring the seat back down. While the seat is going down, I'm gonna show you the joystick. This is a swing away joystick. Everything is set up on the right side, but if you're left-handed, we can switch everything to the left side with no problem at all. So right now, everything is set up on the right side. So now we're back to down. I'm gonna click this over to tilt. Tilt is when the base right here, this is the base, when the base goes back, it's gonna take the legs and it's gonna take the back because they're connected together. This is called the electric tilt. Okay, that's the electric tilt. So if you wanted some good circulation, you could do it this way, and you could also do your legs. Now the legs are set up a little short right now. We can lengthen these foot plate all the way up. There's 2 screws right here. We can just loosen them up and pull this pole out, and we can put the legs out. We can also split them apart a little bit, give you more width on the foot plate. Okay. So we're going to go all the way up. So the legs go up and they go out a couple inches. This would be extreme circulation. I just want to show you what the extreme portion of it would be. But if you wanted some circulation, you could be halfway tilted and still have your legs higher than your body. So if you were halfway tilted like this, it would still be higher. Your legs would still be higher than your body. The next thing I'm going to show you is called the electric recline. The electric recline is just this back going back by itself. That's called the electric recline. That noise you're hearing, that's the leather seat that's going back. You can hear the leather seat. So now that's your electric recline. This is what it would look like if you were reclined and the legs out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring the recline and the legs and the recline back up at the same time. I'm doing 2 functions on the joystick at the same time. If you're outside, make sure your legs are up. These you have no problem because you're this far from the ground, but you know, if you let the foot plate down and you're only this far from the ground, you don't want to come into a curb or a sidewalk and crash into it, because if you damage those electric legs, very expensive to fix. So don't do that. I don't want to get those phone calls. All right, so this is pretty normal standing right there. So far we've covered the 12-inch seat lift, the electric tilt, the electric recline, and the electric legs. You've got the new arms on this power chair. These arms are all adjustable, so we can adjust the tilt, we can adjust the arms sideways, we can do all kinds of stuff with these arms. They can also be moved up and down. They also flip up if you need to transfer this way. I'm going to put the chair back in drive. I forgot to show you earlier, but I'll show you outside that the chair will drive at 3.5 miles an hour with the seat elevated. So when I take it outside, I'll show you how that works. So let's look at the front of the chair. So right now, you can see this arm on this chair is extra long. So I don't know if that's the way they come, but I've never seen one that's about 20 inches long, because this one's a little bit shorter because you have the joystick here, okay? The seat is 16 by 18. This is an Air Roho cushion. This is the most expensive cushion you can get. A lot of people love these cushions because you can just pump air in this cushion. There's usually an air valve. All right, there's an air valve right here, and you can see right here it's all air, and this is foam, and this is air. So the portion that you sit in would be this way, because you'd be sitting on the air portion back here. This would be the foam right here, okay? You also have a safety belt, and you will get a pump with this seat, so you can pump air in your seat. The seat is 16 by 18. Now, let me just say something. We can make this seat 18, we can make this seat a little bit bigger and still be inside of the, and hopefully be inside of these wheels. So this chair is for small children, also for small adult. We can adjust this seat if we need to. Just give us a call. I'd like to keep it the way it is here because it's really set up for a small person. If you need much larger, then you need to go to the next size up, which is the Quantum Edge 3 Basic with the 24-inch width. This right now, it's set up at 20 3/4, less than 21 inches, okay? You've got the adjustable headrest in the back, fully adjustable, and you can also remove this headrest. As a matter of fact, there you go. You can remove it if you don't need it. You've got an attendant control here. What that means is this chair can be driven from back here. So if you have a person who cannot drive, you just switch over the controls to here, and now I can drive the chair backward from here, as you can see. And I can also do the tilt, the recline, the seat lift from this portion. This is called an attendant control right here. The back of the chair, you can see it's a beautiful back. As a matter of fact, let me go in a circle so you can see. Oh, I forgot to switch over the control. So you'll never have the same two people driving. So when you turn this one on, this one goes off. So if you're going to turn that one back off, you got to turn that one back on over here. So this is your chair. If you want to turn in a circle, you can see, let me bring it over here. You can see how tight of a circle it does. You can see how quiet it is too. So that's the back of the chair right here. You can see the back of the chair. The batteries come in from the back. You can see the suspension in the back also on both sides. Okay. And you can see the suspension up front. I think the suspension in front is a little bit bigger. And you can see my suspension right here when I'm lifting it up. You got the suspension and you have a shock inside the suspension. You have the full spring suspension and a shock suspension inside of that. So these chairs are very well, let me just say they're fantastic. I don't need to sell you. I'm selling myself right now, but I just love these Quantum power chairs. They're just nice. So the next thing I was going to show you is this chair is equipped with light. There's a little button right here where my hand is. When I hit that button, you can see the lights on the front of the chair, and you can see the lights back here. Okay, so you have headlights and tail lights. If you go down a hallway, I mean, they're not made to go on the highway, but if you're in your house and it's dark, it'll light up your house. And if you're out and about at nighttime, people can see you when they're walking behind you, in front of you, they'll see you coming. Okay, so it's equipped with headlights. And as I said, the button for the headlight on this one is on the opposite side, is right here. And that button can be moved anywhere. You can have it under the arm, you can have it behind here. There is the easiest place to get a hold of it, okay? So this chair, the turning radius in a circle is 21 inches. So this turning radius is 21 inches. Or, I'd rather tell people, the turning radius is really the length of the chair. So if you have a box here, and you have a box here, it'll turn inside that box. The manual says the chair is from front to back 32.5 inches. So in the owner's manual it says it's 32.5 inches long, okay? Now the speed on this chair is 6.25 miles an hour. So the top speed outside is 6.25. The speed with the seat elevated to the top is 3.5 miles an hour, okay? So there's 2 batteries in here. You have a choice of 40 amp batteries or 55 amp batteries, depending if you want to keep the weight down, or so you have a choice of 40 amps or 50 amp batteries. It doesn't say yet how far the chair will travel on those batteries, but I would imagine probably 14, 15 miles. The distance it'll travel of 14, 15 miles, that all depends what kind of surface you're on. If you're going uphill, if you're in the grass. and how big the user is and what kind of function you're using a lot, that will drain your batteries. But most likely with a brand new chair, like with new batteries, the first year you'll have no problem getting 14, 15 miles on a battery charge. All right, so let's recap. This is the Quantum Edge 3 iLevel Stretto. Stretto means narrow in Italian. 12.5-inch tires. You can go to 14-inch tires. If you go to 14-inch instead of 12.5, you'll be at 21 3/4 instead of 20 3/4, the total width from here to there. This chair has the 12-inch seat lift, the electric tilt, the electric recline, the electric leg. It also has the swing away joystick, the flip up arm, the safety belt, the Rojo, partial Rojo cushion, the headlights. It has also in the back the Attendant control, the fully adjustable headrests, solid tires all the way around, the SRS suspension, which stands for Smooth Ride Suspension. This is a new suspension they came out with, the way the shocks are set up. Solid tires, and you have the headlights on the fenders, the 4 anchor points, fully loaded, 4 miles on this power chair. Again, this is the Quantum Edge 3 Stretto power chair. This is the narrow Quantum power chair they just came out with, practically brand new and ready to go. Very smooth, super smooth. Turns nice. I have it on full speed now. So I'm looking at 6.2. Top speed with 6.2. This chair is just great. Smooth. It's a little small for me because I'm 180, 6 foot tall. All right, that was a little too close. So we're going to go in the grass with it real quick. No problem in the grass. Great suspension. I'm going to go a little slower so you can see the suspension at work. You can't even hear this chair. Unless I squeak the tires, you can't hear it. So I'm going to put it where it's 95 degrees today and it's like very sunny, so it's kind of hard to read. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to elevate the seat and I'm going to drive it, because it does drive at 3.5 miles an hour. So if you're going to drive it at 3.5 miles an hour, make sure you're in the mall, flat. Don't be driving up and down ramps, over curbs. You're asking for trouble. So right now, I think I'm all the way up. Here we are. All right, so now I'm going to put it back in drive. So we'll see how it drives with the seat elevated. So you can see 3.5 miles an hour right there. It takes a few seconds to get to 3.5. There we go. This is 3.5. Also, what I wanted to show you, I forgot to show you earlier, is when you want to charge the chair, usually I do this, I forgot to show you how to charge it. Most of you who watch my videos already know this. But when you charge it, you just plug it below the joystick, and you go, of course, into the wall. And as soon as this light goes from orange to green, you're fully charged, okay? So, that's how you charge the chair. Now, you shouldn't be getting in and out of it when the seat's elevated. I did this for time saving, but I'm gonna get back into it. So, this is the Quantum Edge 3 Stretto. The Stretto means narrow. That's what it means in Italian. The chair with these 12.5-inch tires is 20 3/4 wide. So let me face it you so you can see it. 20 3/4. If you go with the 14-inch tires, you'll be an inch wider. You'll be at 21 3/4. This has the 12-inch seat lift, the tilt, the recline, the electric leg, the Attendant control, the swing away joystick, the air cushion, the safety belt, the light package, the anchor bars, the SRS suspension, smooth ride suspension on this chair. With 4 miles, you can't ask for a better chair. If you have a small person and you want a narrow chair because you have space to limited space, this is the one.
Hi, I'm Mark, and my name is Alex. We are a family-owned business for over 25 years. We have many products available, not just what you see in this video. If you would like to learn more, you can call the number below at 800-677-6293, or you can visit us directly at www.marksmobility.com.